place tonight. Show's about to start, guys. Everybody get to your seat. My God. Social change. Massive social change is happening, guys, and it's incredible because any time of crisis is a time of opportunity. Hi guys, I'm Wessin The World and welcome back to Wes and the World. I'm Wes, by the way, if you missed that. It seems like egoic, it seems egotistical, but it's not. It's just my name. I don't really care about it. It's just the name on the show. It's just gotta have it's gotta be snappy. Gotta be snappy. It's gotta be aesthetically pleasing. It's gotta be consistent. That's what we do with content. And if you want content, you want to put out there, you gotta do the work. Content. Put it out there. Check out Gary V. He'll put you onto the right message. Gary V. V-E-E. Instagram. Thank you, Gary V. Yeah. So I'll tell the same story again that I told from the last Wessin The World. No, I made them both in the same day, but after 30 minutes, I hadn't said what I wanted to say entirely. Because there's a big whole story going on right now that I think is not being told, and I think it's time to tell it. Because I'm a part of it, and it makes me feel cool. So when I was at uni, I was working with this. I was working on a project. It wasn't even a university-based project. It was just something that we'd taken from doing online scripting and building websites and finding out what we could do in order to build websites. That's all we were doing. So we created a proxy site that gatewayed traffic through to Pirate Bay Kickass torrents, and it was just a simple page, com.in, and it was a gateway to get to these things because service providers had banned these websites. So yeah, we did that, and then the indication that it was going to get big was very, very instantaneous. Because we were one of maybe 3 websites in England that were offering this gateway service, and we were only one of 2 that were offering it for free. So we got approached by a individual claiming to be anonymous, and he said, obviously, do you want to sell this website? He said, we love the work that you're doing. Thank you very much for your contributions towards mankind's future. You're doing a great service. And we were really happy about this. We thought it was genuinely anonymous. May have been, may not have been. But what I'm here to say is today that the website itself, my friend actually messaged me and said that the proxy site has actually gained an enormous spike in traffic. So yeah, so it's probably pulling very vital information on behalf of Anonymous right now from some very secret files, which is dope. I don't have any affiliation with the website at all, by the way, anymore. When I did this website, it was completely legal to do because because online law is only just catching up. So you can try and catch me. You can try and catch me, but it's in the past. So yeah, me and my friend, I was more the idea man and passed the idea on to him, and then we just made that proxy site. But now it's getting traffic. So Alan Moore, I do love you. Please spare my life when the apocalypse comes, because Alan Moore is a self-confessed black magician who works for DC Comics. Loosely works for DC Comics. He's sort of a law unto himself. He's been writing graphic novels for the longest time. I don't have all of the facts. All I know is that he lives in Northampton in quite a modest house, and he's a self-confessed black magician, if you didn't catch me when I said that the first time. Now, black magicians, the way that they make vast social change is that they A lot of them use art. They put themselves in their comic books, and then the things that happen in the comic books happen to them, a la Grant Morrison, who's also a writer of DC Comics. He made The Invisibles, and he made a various bunch of others. I'll make a video about Grant Morrison as well, because he is my favourite out of the two. Sorry, Alan Moore, please still spare my life when the apocalypse comes, because Alan Moore wrote a very, like, phenomenal, amazing, like life-changing graphic novel called V for Vendetta, in which a superhero is acting under an anonymous mask, wearing the anonymous mask, the Million Man marches that happen every year with the Million Man, with the anonymous mask, the V for Vendetta mask. That was the idea that was taken from the V for Vendetta, and it's the original idea of Guy Fawkes, which was Guy Fawkes travelling on an underground train to Parliament to blow up Parliament, because on behalf of the working class, Parliament had been a scourge for a long time, and they'd finally been outed, and the truth about the political sphere had been released into the world. Does it remind you of anything? Yo, it's happening, guys. We got it live for you. We got Trump over here. We got Biden over here. Fucking David Bowie's even been brought into it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you don't want to know that your heroes are this kind of stuff, even if your hero's Trump. I don't know why he would be, but he is. He may be. Now, where was I? V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta is a story of a superhero that is going around killing politicians and doing all of this because he's incredibly trained, and he was made by the government to become a super soldier, and he went rogue, and then he went into the streets, wore a mask, and now he kills parliamentary figures for jokes, seemingly. And Anonymous now is in the real world has taken on the reality version of Anonymous. So Anonymous posted a video the other day saying, "We will not be forgotten, we will not surrender, we will not be da-da-da-da-da." All that sort of stuff, made very foreboding. I love it. I love Anonymous. They're amazing. They fight for what's good. And they've released a bunch of files that said that Trump was having an argument with Jeffrey Epstein over a 13-year-old virginity. Now, I'm not being intentionally, like, crass, like, with that. That's what's come out. And it's just so absurd. But imagine the life of what a millionaire is. You can't. I'm not justifying what they're doing. I'm just saying it's a different world. So any imagined reality that you could even possibly conceive is blown out of the water. So yeah, anyway, so V for Vendetta in our world. So you, with Anonymous, and I want to be speaking to Trump right now. So with Anonymous, you may be mad at him because he blew up your Twitter. He hurt the only thing in the world that could really cut you deep, which is your Twitter account. And hit you where it hurts. And yeah, so you could arrest the guy in the video if you want, the anonymous guy, because you could think that that's the person that released the files. But guess what? You'd only be arresting a guy in a mask. And what V for Vendetta, this current social movement, and what I did at university all have in common is that it's all been part of a systematic process in culminating a concept, which is Anonymous, which is a force for good, which is a force against tyranny. And it's an internet force, which can be limited by, you know, if you limit our internet, yes, you definitely can control that. But you can't stop it now. That's amazing. Because you can arrest the person that gave that transmission. You can even arrest the person that you know dropped those files. But the idea of Anonymous continues on. It's just a guy in a mask. You can arrest anyone in those streets, in those Million Man marches, and just pull off the mask and be like, "I've revealed you." You've still not revealed what it is. It's a concept. And as is proven in the movie 300, which I always love to quote, even though, you know, Frank Miller's a bit of a racist arsehole, and he made the Xerxes and the Persians incredibly dark, and they used slaves, when in actuality Xerxes actually freed the slaves, and he used the denarius technique of going up to kingdoms and asking them, talking to the slaves directly and saying, "Oh, slaves, do you want to work under these masters all your life, or do you want to stand up and do you want to rise up? Do you want to take over?" And then there was too many slaves, and then they took over, and then Xerxes would come in, and then just all the slaves would just join, and then he'd take over that kingdom. So he was actually a genius guy until Alexander the Fake came along. Alexander the Stank came along and ruined that whole thing. I mean, obviously, yeah, it was tyrannical. Everything's tyrannical, but at that time, Xerxes was sort of, hey, he was a nice guy. But yeah, anyway, so just to wind it back to the reason why I use 300 as an example, and the reason why this concept of anonymous is unstoppable, because you only need to show the tyrannical force that it's not indestructible. And then all of the tyrannical, so at the top, the subordinates start to look up at Xerxes getting his face cut with that like spear at the end of 300, and they were like, "Oh shit, dude, guy's not a god. This guy's not a god. I got a shot at the top spot." And then mutiny, you know, whatever happens. So you only need to show these tyrannical forces that think that they're God, but I'm using the example, it's a bad example, but basically Xerxes was nice, but I'm just saying that all you need to do is show these tyrannical forces that they can be hurt, and in that, show the 99% of the planet that is being hurt by these systems. You can show them that they are the force to be reckoned with. We can smash apart the system easily, and Anonymous shows us this, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show that V for Vendetta inspired a movement of social change which actually improved on the original content. In the content, it was an individual that was the force of good, but in this world, where that concept has had an influence, we created a concept, Anonymous, through which I apparently at some point was part of when I sold that website to this person claiming to be anonymous, which at this point is getting a lot of frigging we're talking like 50,000 clicks, I think. 50,000 clicks in like the last 24 hours, which is a lot of clicks for a website that has had no traffic for like 7 years. So yeah, we're all part of this systemic change, and if we don't look to our heroes at this point, and think, "Oh man, even my heroes garbage," no. Because the thing is, the truth behind it is that those people were great, yes. They achieved great things, yes. But we put them there because we either like their music or we are the deciders. If McDonald's started doing a McBroccoli burger next week when they reopen, and it tastes better and it's better for you, and people started preferring it, do you think the following week they'll be selling them the Big Mac again? This week we're bringing the Big Mac back again, because we know how much you like that McBroccoli. No, I know it's strange to admit, but people would choose the McBroccoli. The things that get made are made because of our request. We're the consumers. The consumers have all the power. And we may think that marketing is guiding us, but marketing is just learning what we like and then shooting it back at us. Yeah, there's marketing sort of evil in the fact that it tries to get you to buy its things, but it wouldn't get you to buy its things if you didn't initially want to buy its things. That's how analytics work. Clicks, 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 clicks. What do those clicks mean? You're clicking on a PS4. There's millions of clicks on PS4. Let's start advertising for PS4s. Let's see how big this can get. That's what marketing's doing. Don't get mad at marketing. So yeah, we put them there. We are the people. We have the power. And now we have a superhero. Anonymous. And it's unstoppable because anyone can be a part of it. I was a part of it. And who knows what that might mean in the future. Oh my god. I shouldn't have sold that website for 250 quid. But you know what? You know what? Do it. Because if there's going to be... Okay, so if there's going to be a hero to the story, the hero can't claim victory. Can't do it. Because if you claim victory, you become a central source of that victory, and the victory deserves to belong to the people. Because that's what it's for. So if you invent something that's going to change the world, release it open source. If you invent something that's going to make someone's life convenient, sell it to them, motherfucker. Sell it to them. Because they're like, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. But I could be more comfortable. You deserve to pay, dude. Because you're accepting that you're ungrateful. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. That is the entire story of what's going on right now and my inclusion in it. I like to think that I played a role in it. If you guys disagree, please let me know. I don't mind. But I'm just going to continue to believe my own story. Yo! You never know what you're doing. You never know the impression that you make on the world around you. And you never know who you are inspiring. You never know who you're inspiring. So just feel the connection and be a nice person. And imagine that the person in front of you could so easily be you. And by all probability, they may be you. Just at a different timeline, a different time. Because spirits don't care about time. Your spirit could die and come back in the 14th century. Because outside of the universe, time don't exist. I mean, to universe, to people, time doesn't exist. Time is a concept. Much like Anonymous. But Anonymous it seems to be a force for good right now. I'm just saying. So yeah. Expose your masters. But only expose them to realise that there's systemic changes that we need to make. And that will give you the drive to make those changes. In yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're inspiring others. There's no big weight or responsibility to be good, but it's going to be better for you just to be nicer to that other person, because that guy can't come back to you in 10 years and thank you. So if I can tell a little story just at the end of this and just make this video 20 minutes anyway, let's just. So I have always had girl mates, girl friends. My friendship group has always been predominantly girls. Always. It's only very recently that I've got a gang of great guy friends. So I've always had friends as girls, and I've always been used to like sleeping in the same bed as like girls and things like this. So one night I am outside of where I work and I'm about to get a taxi home. There's a girl crying. She dropped her phone, smashed her phone, dead, can't find her friends, can't get into her house, done. Messed up. So I was like, look, just crash at mine, don't worry about it, you can't get to yours, it's absolutely fine, because you can't get into a house. So she crashed at mine, and it was cute. We watched Gilmore Girls, chilled out, passed out, and then woke up, and then she went to go and pick up her daughter in the morning, because she was going to a friend's house. I don't know, some other story. 10 years later, I'm working security again at a different venue, and her and her, not husband, fiance come in. And she's like, oh my god, you're Wes, blah blah blah. You 10 years ago you took me home and we had a great time, and then passed out, and then in the morning, like, nothing happened, nothing sexual happened whatsoever, nothing remotely. Because I know when if someone's relying on you for support. Dude, it goes without saying, man. They don't want sex, dude. I think someone is crying. I mean, no. It goes without saying. You just look after people, regardless of their gender, sex, race, or anything. But yeah, and she said, "Thank you so much for what you did, because you know, any other person would have, took that opportunity to be weird or any of that kind of stuff, and you just weren't weird. You were just calm. You were just you, and I thank you for that." She said, all the time, by the way, her fiance is right next to her, and she's saying, you reinstilled my confidence in men. You reinstilled my confidence in men. Come on. I'm going to accept that. I'm going to accept all of that. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel real good. And all of this stuff about people touching girls when they don't want them to. Ain't no one come back and said that about me. Because you know what? I ain't done it. And it wasn't even that hard, dude. I didn't even... Some people acting out here like they didn't have a choice. I had to touch her. She was just so sexy. Oh god. I see. I'm really bad with like self-control. I'm really bad with self-control, and obviously it's meant that I do smoke a joint a day without fail. I have 2-week tolerance breaks every now and then, but I am a smoker, and so I don't have a lot of self-control, but I do. It's only self-control about myself. When my self-control gets out of control, I don't attack someone else's self. And I'm not taking moral superiority at all. I know some guys, they just can't help it. Fuck off. Alright, I've been Wessin The World. Thank you very much for joining me. That's the whole story of whatever the hell's just happened up until this point. Thank you for joining me. It's been a great one. Stay blessed. Don't stress. You never know what's next. You just can't guess. And it's exciting. It's never scary. Trust me. Thank you very much for joining me. I didn't have a choice. Fuck off. Get out of here. You gotta... I couldn't help myself. Nah, they're not saying that, okay, so the girls are coming out and they're just like, oh, she was giving me all sorts of signals, dude. Yeah. And sleep in a bed with her. Talk to her. Try to feel the vibe. Don't just try and go for the... Just go for it. I know what this is. It's basically that quote unquote conversation that you have with your dad, where he sits you down and he's like, son, I'm gonna tell you about girls. They never know what they want. They'll only hint at what they want, but they'll say they don't want it. Jesus, there's a lot of confusion about humans in general, about what they want. Oh God. And when the time's right, son, you just gotta go for it. You gotta show her that you're serious about this. You want her. I'm so glad I didn't have a dad. But hey, there's some dads out there teaching the correct way to court a woman. And it doesn't require asking to have sex. No, I've never asked to have sex in my life. It's just been a vibe The intensity has gotten to such a point that it happens. There's no explanation for it. But you don't ask them, and you don't barter with them. Oh, come on. You know, it's been a long time for me. I haven't had sex in a while. That's hot, dude. You're turning me all the way up to the 11, dude. Turning me on. Fucking idiots. I know, you're not idiots. You just don't know what to say. You don't know where to be real. You don't know how to just dial it back, get past your ego, and just be with someone. Really, just a connection. Anyway, just be with people. We can work out the details later. Just get to know people. If they want to have sex with you along the line, then great. If you want to have sex with them along the line, just say, look, I find you so beautiful. Start with that. Don't go straight to hot fire. You burn my loins. Alright, peace. Later. Whoa! I wish I had some music right now. Wish I had some music right now. But I don't have music right now. So I dance to no music right now. So I dance to no music right now. So I dance to no music right now. Oh, dance to no music. That's actually a good... I mean, it wouldn't make sense as words for a song, but still. Because there would actually be music. But yeah, that's the no music dance. Put me on TikTok. Look, it's like he's pushing stuff away, but simultaneously he's accepting the beat. God damn. What do they do to dancing?
Hey yo, this is a J-Love exclusive.
It's free expression, dude.
We've been the best since I stepped in. Bring a hooker to the motherfucking Jets in the sack, break a back like a redskin. Need the dough like I'm trying to get the bread thin. Treat her, make the head spin. Every season play the corner like I'm Revis. Light season, heavy bearded like I'm Jesus. New York City, Queensboro be the backdrop. I bring it back to on the benches near the black top. Big things see me moving like a Sasquatch. Money, I'm in pursuit. Cuchillo inside the boot. Bitches are on display, get brain inside the coupe. Shift